Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dive into the stories and mysteries behind everyday things. Today's electrifying question comes from one of our eccentric viewers, Zach Master 77. Thanks for the suggestion, Zach. You asked, why does lightning sometimes strike the same place twice? If you've ever seen a lightning bolt hit the same tree, or maybe even the same building, you've probably wondered if it has some kind of grudge. But don't worry. Today we're busting the myths and zapping into the science behind this shocking phenomenon. So, if you've ever feared becoming a human lightning rod, or you're just curious why nature occasionally plays favorites, stick around. We're breaking it all down right here on Explaining Everything. Okay, before we figure out why lightning likes repeat visits, let's understand what it actually is. Lightning is essentially nature's way of saying, I've had enough of this imbalance. Here's the deal. In storm clouds, you've got particles rubbing against each other, kind of like socks tumbling in a dryer. But instead of just giving off static cling, this creates a charge imbalance. The cloud gets packed with electrical energy, and eventually, it can't hold it anymore. Boom! Lightning happens. Now, picture this. That lightning bolt is like a stressed-out intern delivering a folder of paperwork to the ground. But instead of folders, it's raw electricity. And instead of a polite delivery, it's, well, chaos. So why does lightning sometimes revisit the same spot? Here's the shocking truth. It's all about the path of least resistance. Lightning isn't picky. It just wants to find the easiest route to the ground. And some places are just better conductors than others. Things like tall buildings, metal structures, or isolated trees practically scream, "Pick me" to lightning. It's like a VIP line at a concert. If a spot already has a solid connection, lightning's like, oh, I've been here before. This is a shortcut. But let's not forget, tall structures aren't the only targets. Even something as random as a person holding a metal umbrella can become a lightning magnet. Pro tip, don't be that person. Still skeptical? Let me hit you with some examples. First, the Empire State Building. This iconic New York skyscraper gets struck by lightning an average of 25 times a year. Yep, it's basically lightning's favorite hangout spot. Second, Roy Sullivan, aka the human lightning rod. This poor guy, a park ranger, was struck by lightning not once, not twice, but 7 times. 7! At that point, you've got to wonder if he offended Zeus personally. Third, golf courses everywhere. Golfers with their metal clubs often find themselves in precarious situations. Seriously, it's like walking around with a giant lightning rod and saying, what's the worst that could happen? Spoiler, a lot. Now, before you start panicking and bubble wrapping your house, let's clear up a common myth. Lightning isn't out to get anyone or anything. It's not like a vengeful ex hunting down specific targets. It's pure physics. When lightning strikes a spot, it heats the air around it to a temperature 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. But if that spot remains the best conductor in the area, it's fair game for another strike. Lightning is all about efficiency, not grudges. So, if you've got a tall tree in your yard or a metal flagpole, congratulations! You've just made it to lightning's shortlist. Let's talk safety, because nobody wants to be a human lightning rod. Here's what you need to know. First, if you're outdoors, avoid open fields, lone trees, or anything metal. Seriously, your golf club isn't worth it. Get low to the ground, but don't lie flat. That increases your surface area, which lightning loves. Second, if you're indoors, stay away from windows, plumbing, and anything electrical. Yes, this includes your phone charger. Lightning doesn't care that your battery's at 2%. Third, lightning rods. Fun fact: those tall metal rods you see on buildings aren't there to attract lightning. They're there to safely direct it into the ground. It's like giving lightning a designated parking spot. So, is it possible to predict if lightning will strike the same spot twice? Not really, but we do know that certain locations, like tall buildings, open fields, or even specific weather conditions, make repeat strikes more likely. Oh, and fun trivia. The phrase, "lightning never strikes the same place twice," is so wrong. It's laughable. It's like saying your favorite pizza place never delivers to the same house twice. Of course it does, especially if you keep ordering. In the grand scheme of things, lightning is just nature doing its thing. It's awe-inspiring, terrifying, and, yes, occasionally inconvenient. But understanding why it happens and why it sometimes goes for an encore helps us stay safe and maybe even appreciate the sheer power of it all. So, the next time you see lightning striking the same spot twice, don't panic. It's not a glitch in the matrix. It's just physics being physics. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe because, unlike lightning, we do come back to the same spot twice. Also, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about. Here on Explaining Everything.